What's up, guys? It's John here, in plain sight. And as promised, I wanted to go into this next sham of a video here. I bought a private island, MrBeast, of course. And, of course, if you've seen the lottery fiasco, then this is the second part of that sequence. And then in the third video, they will be, quote, competing on this, quote, island for ownership. So, yeah, this is the video where he supposedly buys the island. And if I know MrBeast, we're going to have our three staples. The first is Jimmy's going to make a bunch of egregious claims, which he can't prove, and he won't even try to. The second staple of a MrBeast video is going to be them aimlessly running around with the camera flailing about so we can't see anything on this, quote, island. And the third staple that we will definitely, undoubtedly see is Carl Jacobs acting like a jackass and a complete, utter moron. So, let's see what they have in store for us. Yeah, that's proof, Jimmy. Those two pieces of stapled paper that looks like something I typed up in my high school drama class for an essay is definitely proof you bought this, quote, island. I don't understand how anybody believes this guy. He easily could have had them zoom in. If this was really paperwork that he signed with some kind of property management group or even a lawyer, you would see some kind of, usually on the top right corner of the paper, the logo for the office, or at least a name. Again, this is like a generic essay or something that I'd write up. And again, even if it is a fucking deed, there's no way this is not proof. I don't understand how he's just flashing this piece of paper, two pieces of paper, and that's like, oh, there you go, naysayers. Here's the proof. Like, there's some egg in your face. Like, I don't understand this logic. And not just keep going back, but we're fucking 17 seconds in. He said island 4 times, and this is our evidence. We got an aerial view. I just bought that private island on our brand new island. Now, I know some of you might not believe that I bought this private island, which is why I brought this document, which proves I bought the island. And this. I mean, really. This does not look staged at all. That guy to the left doesn't look like he was told to smile for the camera. And again, he fucking is signing a piece of paper with a random guy in an office, out of context. So again, if Jimmy really wanted to prove he bought this island, wouldn't it have made sense to just film him speaking to the guy? The guy definitely wouldn't have had any issues with it. Like, there's no problem with people do it all the time when they buy shit. So, like, I don't understand why he wouldn't have, or even the end part, just some kind of conversation where this could be put in context that he's actually buying an island. He could be taking out a loan. He could be meeting with his lawyer. This guy could be anybody. Like, I don't understand Jimmy and how people take this shit as proof. And I think he's up to 4 or 5 times now that he's told us he's bought an island, by the way. So here's another thing. They don't explain how they got here. So this island, quote island, or the island that he's referring to is a real island. It's in the Bahamas. And this little fucking sailboat would not be able to transport the 4 of them. Actually, there's 5 of them. Plus, there's a few, obviously, camera crew. And they have coolers, they have chairs, they have all sorts of shit. So, again, I'm curious, how did they get here? Like, he cuts out all that part. Because it's a 40-hour boat ride, if we're to believe he took a boat from North Carolina to Golden Cay, which is the name of this island. Goldingk, Cay, in the Bahamas. So he either took a 40-hour boat, they all did, which I seriously doubt, or they flew here, or flew to a nearby port, which we didn't see any of that, and then they boated over here. To me, I think they just fucking got off the coast and just honestly went to the nearest North Carolina beach or preserve, because again, we're going to see no proof of an island. But yeah, this fucking stupid tuna boat, I don't understand how this supposedly carried all of them and all of this equipment we're about to see. So. So, again, he just got done saying he just stepped on foot onto this, quote, island and has no clue where anything goes. And then in the next breath, he proceeds to say, this will lead us right to the other side of the island. Like, I don't understand his contradicting himself seconds after saying something. And he does this shit all the time. And again, I understand he's targeting, like, 9 to 14-year-olds. But even as a teenager, I don't think I would have bought this shit. And this is no proof of anything. It just, I don't even think Jimmy's that fucking stupid. Again, maybe he's making, I'm sure it's a joke, but why do I believe somewhere in Jimmy's head he actually believes that if he owns an island, then he owns the fucking pigs that would be Bahamian property? But okay. Again, I'm sure he was joking, but you can't tell with this dipshit sometimes. Yeah, this hick from North Carolina, like the most redneck of them all, has never seen a live pig. I'm from Philadelphia, okay? And I moved to Florida. But even in Philly, I saw live pigs, like, roaming about. This is the shit with these videos. They just force these stupid points that don't need to be forced. Like, oh, I never knew there was such thing as wild pigs on islands. Or, like, it doesn't need to be said. And again, I want to do a drinking game, how many times these guys say island. And again, we know the name of the island. That's the part that really doesn't make sense. You'd think at one point they would tell us the name, Golden Cay, or the fucking hemisphere, or the ocean, or anything to do with this island outside of this giant private island. And look behind them. Like, they could be anywhere. All we saw was them get on a beach. They walked through a wooded area, and now they're here. And again, there was another video where they literally went to a deserted, quote, island, said they did, and went there for 24 hours and just hung out. So if they did that in that video, they wouldn't need to buy an island in this video. They could do the same fucking thing. So I have a very hard time believing Beast bought this island in the Bahamas. It makes much more sense to me that he's somewhere in North Carolina where there's a nature preserve, which I'll pull up in a little bit. You'll find some that look identical to where he's at. And thanks for letting us know for the fourth time that you didn't know you could buy an island, Jimmy. I almost forgot. Okay, and these pictures are not taken by them. Again, like, it just pans from this low quality, and then it pans to this aerial view. And then here's the shitty place they're actually at. And then we fucking pan to the Bikini Bottom coral reef. Like, this is not the same area that they were fucking. And you'll see them actually go into this rock bed later, or a rock bed later, and it looks nothing like this. Again, you could just tell by the water clarity. You could tell, like, see all the fish down there. This is definitely like one of those photos from, like, the coral reef. This is not. They're not getting this photo. And if they did, why aren't they again, like, why is there always just one scanning photo, like any photo you can grab off of Google? I just don't get it. So nearly four football fields long. He's saying he can't explore the whole thing if he wanted to. He didn't realize how big it was. It's 3.5 acres. So, I mean, it's a small island. It's not that giant. And just to put this in perspective, 4 football fields, 400 yards, would mean for them to get from one end of the island to the other, if they were doing, just say, a walk to a power walk, it'd be about 3 minutes. Because it's a quarter mile to get 400 yards, it's about a quarter mile. So, assuming they walked like a 16 to 20 minute mile, they could walk this whole thing 5 minutes, like not the entire island, but they could walk from one end to the other in about 5 to 7 minutes. And here they are saying how fucking far of a walk it was, and how long it was, and how it's never ending. So the shit they're saying just doesn't make sense with the facts. And again, this picture here is not where they are. This is another aerial view of a random island that now has different color trees. If you look to the left, you'll see some purple trees. You see none of this shit when they are fucking... These aren't the same trees. There's a difference between like an aerial view giving different contrast and then just it not being even close. And when they're fucking in these trees or whatever you want to call it, it's just a bunch of dead trees. These are bushes. These are like high bushes, like hedges almost. These are not skinny oak trees that you'll see them in with a second. And again, that is not the same water that we just saw. This is another aerial view that could be taken of anything. And you'll see the contrast in about 3 seconds when they fucking start zooming in a little bit to where they're actually at. See how the blue is? And bam. Now you got this fucking choppy, dirty, very wavy, high tide, and it's more of like a turquoise color. And when they did the zoom out, which again, I don't believe at all was this fucking island. I think it was another aerial view like this. You can just see the color change. Bam. It's like they zoomed to the sky. So I don't know who he's trying to fool here. Like there's no... And there's no way this would be accurate either, because if you actually look where this island is, it is in the middle of about a dozen other islands. It's a small island in the Bahamas. And it's in Eleuthera. So while you'll see that the water does go out for a little bit, there's a bunch of... Now look, right... You see how all of the water surrounding this is very blue, still clear water. Like there's none of that mucky water, even right by the shoreline. So I don't understand. Again, Jimmy fucking... Wherever they're supposed to be is not here. Like right here is like the closest that I've seen. And this is not where they boarded, because where they boarded, there was about, I'd say, a good 20, 30 yards of sand. Like right here, see how it just goes right into trees? So this is not where they fucking pulled ashore. What I would presume they did is found a random fucking beach in North Carolina. Just pulled up to it and walked around. I mean, here's one. And again, this is like right in fucking... This is Wrightsville Beach, as you can see. You got the water. Now, it's not identical. My point is, they could have gone to any fucking... Here's another one. And they're all a little different. My point is, we have no proof they went to a fucking island. We have all these beaches in North Carolina that have woods, that have trees, that have the same fucking sand. I don't understand how we're to believe that he just fucking bought this island. So, it's just, again, like I said, it's just him fucking showing a brief shot of them and then scanning out to fucking this, which is not where they were. And yeah, they're not the lottery ticket video people. They're Jimmy's friends. So let me introduce them. Far left is Ethan, and he's been producing on the show as far back as the dog adoption episode. He actually was working for the dog adoption center that was helping Jimmy. So I guess that's how he met Jimmy. But yeah, he's not a random guy. Obviously, Chandler isn't, Chris isn't, Carl isn't, Tyler isn't. The guy next to Tyler is also named Tyler. And he was a producer as well in the episode where he gives a guy a free house. The guy to the right of him is his fucking girlfriend's brother, Jed. And again, he acts like he doesn't know these people. The bottom left is, her name's Jessie Zhao. She was in 3 MrBeast episodes where she produced 3. The one was if you want to get a Lamborghini or a house. She was also in the dog shelter episode, and she was part of a 3rd. So, like, all these people aren't, like, just random people. They're all either, like, friends. Like, this guy on the far right's, like, again, his girlfriend's brother. The only guy that I couldn't find any, like, ties with is Daryl. And it's pretty funny seeing what happens to him. So... Okay, and not to nitpick, but that is not a fucking cave by any means. That is a rock bed. Like, that is a tiny rock bed. I feel like he's just calling it a cave to give his island argument more credence. But you will find that in almost any preserve that you go to. They're like they form naturally because of the water. It has nothing to do with it being an island. So, again, there being a rock bed here, and this mucky ass water that is. And again, I understand water closer to the land is going to have more algae. It's going to have more dirt, but it's not going to be that big of a difference where it goes from crystal blue, just if 5-10 yards out, to this mucky green shit that we see. But yeah, not a cave. It's a rock bed. And no fish, of course. So, if you were playing a drinking game for every time they said island, you'd probably be drunk right now. But the other thing is, again, they couldn't fucking tell us that this is Golden K. I don't understand why MrBeast refuses to actually say the real name of this island. Again, unless he never bought it, which is the reason he wouldn't want to claim that he bought it. So he claims he bought it for, and I want to go show you one more thing. He claims he bought it for $800,000. Well, first he says 720, and then he keeps going back between 720 and 800. And the listing price is 800,000. It's been here. This listing price has been here at 800,000. I actually inquired about it because I'm waiting to see the complete sales history. But yeah, so this is the price that it's been at, and it's just conveniently the price that Beast is saying he bought it for. But yeah, so now he's just saying it's Jeff. They never even gave us the name of the actual name of this island, and for some, I don't know why, they won't tell us what ocean it's in. He just wants us to take his word that he's on. And here we go again, like just these fucking faces edited over the aerial view. Again, proof of absolutely nothing. But all right. No, it's not. The view is not insane. I mean, it's a fucking standard, generic beach view with dirty water. Like, again, this is MrBeast just trying to, like, say shit so little kids, yeah, that is insane. No, it's not. Like, I don't know why he makes, like, he just says dumb shit and people buy it up.
Tyler must help Chris. Sign. I just need you to grab sticks for me. Okay.
Jimmy put me in charge of mapping out this island, so by the end of this, I'm going to know it as well as I know the back of my hand. I'm personally banned.
And I'm not sure what that was. To me, it's just more proof of this fucking show being script. You'll see Carl turn around before MrBeast fucking scares him, and then he screams anyway. Like, so watch Carl. So he's right here. He sees him coming. So I don't understand what this is for. Like, what scared him? He saw him behind him. Like, again, this just seems like them acting for the camera. But okay.
I heard like a rump, and then I was like, there's a monster behind me. I don't know what's on this island. It's too big to tell. Alright, have fun with the map. Thank you. I feel like I already have a really well drawn out map, so I'm going to spend the rest of the time.
And unfortunately and sadly, Carl's map is more descriptive than MrBeast's. At least Carl has like some fucking details here. Although again, back to the beginning of the video, Carl's a complete idiot because they're in the Atlantic Ocean, not the Pacific. So either again, Carl's a complete dumbass, or since they're not actually on this quote island, he just picked a random ocean and he picked the wrong one. But yeah, just kind of weird. Like, again, I'll just chalk it up to him being a dumbass. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Honestly, things on Jeff are going pretty well. At this rate, Jeff will be a modern society in under 2,000 years. I have a flare. Why? So people will get me off this island. Get off the roof! Oh, Taylor, is that a flare gun? I'm getting off the island. Oh, wait. Hey, arrest him right now. Taylor, come back.
And again, these people don't seem at all grateful or excited that they're going to be competing for this quote $800,000 private island. Like, they're just goofing off. Chandler doesn't even want to be here. So like, why the hell am I supposed to believe that this is a nice island? Like, they wouldn't be acting this way. Like, they'd be excited to be like exploring. They fucking went on one trail and they've been on this base for 90% of the episode. So like, again,
Just kidding, but we will have to proceed without them. Okay. Anyone else want some wieners? I do. I know you do. Hey. Chris, can you build a boot?
Jimmy, you go find little sticks. You, medium sticks. You, rocks. Chris, where do you want your sticks?
Put them beside the hut.
If there was an explosion, I'm mad. That's an ugly rock. Chris will hate that. Turn this into a bunch of medium
Funny, he was all by himself when Beast brought up the fact that he brought weenies to the other guys. So, again, how does Chandler know that? Like, they just are so bad at acting. It's not even funny. Like, I wish they'd be honest and just say that they fucking read off a script, because it's just so cringe. And I hate using the word fucking cringe, so if I use it, it's pretty alarming. And here we are with the fire. We don't get to see Chris build the fire, of course. It's just already fucking there. But we're just going to assume he built it. So, a couple things. One, again, they're sitting on a pretty good sized cooler. They all have chairs. Jimmy's got a bag. They brought all the camera equipment. They have fucking all sorts of shit. I don't understand how they brought this on that boat. And I don't even understand how they would have brought it on a plane. So, like, how did they get all this shit to a private island in the Bahamas? Like, none of this adds up, especially that cooler. Like, I could see, getting the chairs on the boat, but that cooler's not fitting on the boat. So I don't understand, again, how they're going to get me to believe they got on a plane with this fucking cooler, flew into Nassau, which is the airport, the closest airport, and then got on that tuna boat with all their shit and came over here. And I would say it's a great fire by Chris, but unfortunately he forgot that the fucking torch is sitting right on his lap. So he didn't build a fire. He lit a fucking stick with the torch that they conveniently left out that he had.
What did I pack for those? I brought hot dogs. Yeah. I brought more hot dogs. Yeah. And bananas. Why hot dogs and bananas? Before we go to the cave, we must light our tiki torches. Touchdown to the cave.
Yep, and again, here's undisputed proof that they're going to the cave. And again, why the hell wouldn't they have gone in the daytime when we can actually see what they're doing? They wait till night to explore over here, so we won't be able to see what the hell it is anyway. These caves.
So much scarier at night. Tyler, what do you think of the cave? It looks terrifying. I'm going in. Hey, don't light your hand on fire. Whoa. That looks smarter. All right, Tyler, say hey. Hey. Hold on, we're exploring. It goes farther. Oh my God! Bro, the whole gang, please let me out. Come on. Come on. It's midnight on a deserted island, and we're exploring a deep cave.
Thank you, Jimmy. I had almost forgot since you said that a minute and a half ago that you're on a fucking island.
That none of us even knows what it goes to. That was the scariest experience of my life. Did you guys enjoy that? Yeah! Want to go to another cave? Yeah!
You guys are probably wondering, where's the next cave?
I'm wondering how Jimmy knows. Again, he just got on this beach by his own admission. They've been exploring together, and he knows exactly where this fucking cave is that he claimed he knew nothing about this island. So, yeah, pretty interesting that Jimmy just happens to know his way around this fucking quote island like the back of his hand, as Carl would say.
Yeah, well, it's right below us. And this cave is 10 times larger than the other one.
And that is a beastism if I've ever heard one. This is 10 times larger. This is 50 times. He just throws out numbers and never backs up. Let's see this 10 times cave.
We're now at the entrance of the cave. This is going to be epic. Let's do it, guys. Let's continue. All right, let's go. Hurry. Anyone else afraid? Oh my God. What animals go back? What? Yo, it wraps all the way around. Yo, this thing keeps going.
Okay, and again, not to nitpick, but this is a rock bed, not a cave. And they barely can wedge themselves in there. And I'm to believe it wraps all the way around. Now you can see the cameraman right there. That's where Chris was fucking claiming this cave wrapped around. So I don't understand where this cave goes. I should say rock bed. But yeah, this is all they do. These short, quick cuts, and people fucking buy it. Okay, and conveniently, Chris saw something way down the, quote, tunnel that we never even got to see if there was a tunnel. and they're leaving this fucking rock bed that looks the exact same as the one they were just in. Okay.
We're done with the case for tonight. Let's head back. Yeah. Is the island bigger or something? Don't recognize any of this, guys. Are we lost? Guys? Oh, wait, you heard that though. You heard that though. Alright, I did too. Hold up. Hey, go. Carl, you man the left. What? Well, we can't go that way. We heard it well, but that's what we can't go that way. You're right. Alright, lead the way, I guess. Alright. Does anybody want to switch spots? Oh, I know where we are. Wrong side of the island? Yeah. We're on the north side. Our camp's on the south side. Alright, everyone.
So they left the camp, and they went in one direction. So, yeah, the camp is going to be in the opposite direction that you walked, Jimmy. It's not fucking, like, the shit that he says, I don't know if it's filler. I don't know if it's just because they can't just be walking around saying nothing. But the shit they say makes no sense. Fucking Chris walks out and says, nothing looks familiar. Well, you just fucking passed that path for the first time ever. Like, and it's pitch black. And he's expecting to, like, know, like, it'd be abnormal if everything looked familiar. And then Beast over here is like, oh yeah, we came from the south, and I guess that means we have to go back to the south. So yeah, Mr. fucking Columbus over here. I would believe Columbus stepped foot on America before I believe this asshole bought an island.
Alright, we're back! Hey, I got us out of here. Chris is the one who got us lost.
Jimmy told me to keep going straight.
Here's the thing Chris built, that's the thing Tyler built. We're good! Alright, boys, I see we end the night with some nighttime swimming. Night swimming! The boys are down in the ocean. At night.
I'm going to give him credit for the SpongeBob reference just because that was a really good episode. See, I'm objective. Okay, so he's nowhere near fucking Tyler. So again, this seems more like them just fucking doing shit for the camera, which I understand that has to be fun. But again, I don't know why Tyler would think fucking Carl, who's like 50 feet away from him, made any contact with him. It just seems like another fucking bullshit lie that they're throwing out. Now they're claiming a jellyfish stung them. No, I don't, Chris. I see what looks to be a blister, probably from the boots you've been wearing all day. I don't see a fucking indent. That's exactly what I get if I'm wearing, like, high boots or some shit, and I'm walking around all day and they start rubbing against the back of my foot. That's what it is. That's what I get. But I guess this fucking same jellyfish stung him in the foot and Carl in the arm. Alright. And again, I don't see fucking anything on Carl's arm. His arm would be swollen right now. Have you ever been stung by a jellyfish? That shit swells up quicker than a bee. His forearm would be fucking 3 times the size, and down that arm where they rub the cream would be beet red, especially a pale guy like him.
Next video, 10 people will be competing for this island. 9 will lose, and only 1 will get ownership of this island.
Yeah, and like I said, that one is just laughable. With this video, they mostly just walked around, so I mean, there wasn't much, but The next one, they fucking play hide and seek. Okay, well, look at this fucking island. You're telling me that anybody's gonna find someone if they're fucking hiding on this 3.5 acre island. So yeah, the next one's pretty entertaining, but yeah, here's fucking the same aerial photo that they showed 600 times of this fucking island.
This video right here on your screen, when you see the page or suggested, make sure you click it. It's going to be the most epic video I've ever uploaded. Someone is literally winning this entire island. Bye, Jeff. Bye, Jeff.
Okay, and if the video goes up in 2 days, then they most certainly already filmed it. Like, there's no way, because he never does the shit live. He always puts it together meticulously and edits the shit out of it, which is why he gets into fucking spats with his editors. And there's no way that this video would be going up in 2 days unless it was already filmed or they were already filming it. So I'm to believe that now they're going to fucking fly back from the Bahamas, to North Carolina, to come back with the fucking other 5 people. Like, again, none of this shit makes any sense. Or the other 5 people on this quote island with them. Like, again, there's no way they'd have the video up in 2 days when they're leaving the beach, now, and they haven't even got the other 5 people yet. And the contest is fucking a day long. It might even be 2. I think it's 2 days long. So how the video could be ready basically quicker than they can film it is pretty impressive by Beast. Alright, I know a lot of that video is about nitpicking, but again, as Beast fucking knows, he doesn't give anything to work outside of, I did this, I did that, take my word for it. But yeah, so I mean, here's basically the most proof we're going to see that he bought this island. You know, he couldn't have zoomed in, he couldn't have, again, showed us like any kind of text correspondence or phone correspondence that he had with the realtor or whoever he signed that paper with in the beginning. He couldn't have shown the actual context. Just bam, 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 I bought an island. Believe me. So, it'll be way better. It's actually them competing on this island. And you just, some of this shit, like, you just can't even fucking make up. As far as, because you have to understand, in this video, they're going to be pretending to compete for an island. So all their horrible acting skills are going to be on high display. So yeah, I plan on doing these every day, either way, just because this guy is a clown. And I want to expose him. And since this is a 3-part video, I want to show the whole story of this island, Colding, and what happened to it, and why it makes no sense that he'd buy it to begin with. I appreciate you all for watching.